Alright, sorry about that, everyone. Things are just a bit hectic here at JR HQ. I was running a bit behind schedule. Happy Friday. Congratulations on your X class. Wolf, well done. Hope we're all excited for the weekend. And if you're in Australia, I hope you've been smart like I have and, taking the Monday off. There you get another 4-day weekend. It's lovely, Wolf. It's lovely. There's nothing I like more than a good cold temperature. Alright, let us launch into Forza Horizon. And warm up a bit, perhaps, in Mexico. See what the weather looks like over there. Nah, that sounds like that's a terrible situation. Last year, I don't know when it was. I think it was in June. I was up in the Blue Mountains, which is a somewhat mountainous region, unsurprisingly, given the name, west of Sydney. So it gets a bit cooler, a bit colder. It was brilliant. I loved it. Loved every second of it. Just basically sitting in front of a fireplace. That was it. I did some things. I wasn't just a complete hermit up there. But the vast majority of my time was spent indoors in front of the fireplace. Playing Tropico 6 on the Nintendo Switch.
Press Enter to start.
I'll press A to start. I did my homework as well, chat. You'll be excited to hear. Last night unlocked the Lexus LC 500 with like an hour or an hour and a half to spare. Okay, we've got the Cadillac CT4V to unlock. We've got a McLaren Speedtail. Kinda cool. Way out of my price range though. Pick up the horn. Of course. Oh, and we'll hit back instead of A. That's right. We spawn in a rally adventure land, don't we?
Welcome back, comrade.
Thanks for having me, Anna. We'll play around with it a little bit later in the stream, but they also put the LFA V10 in it. As well as the Rocket Bunny wide body kit. Pretty much got a lot going for it, really. Outside of a lunch, well, a brunch, I guess, given the time. I'm wanting tea. I'm meeting my mother and brother for food, whatever you want to call it, at 10:30. But outside of that, and church on the Sunday night, I have nothing planned. And I'm very excited about
comrade.
that. I'm definitely going to be sleeping in, that much is certain. But I think it's mostly going to be errands and what have you. Let's see what the trial is. What cars we should be using. The Mercedes-Benz E63, apparently. Which we own. Okay. Let's find a team. Oh, luckily we don't have to wait too long. 20 seconds. Front of the queue. Feel like 160 for some reason. I don't know, that it just feels slower than I think it should. I don't know why. Like why I feel like that and why it's slower. Curiously, this engine tops out at 303 kilometers an hour, which I think is a little bit underwhelming, really. Thank you, Sergeant, for the plug. Shadow! Oh, of course, you've got the shoulder. Glad to see you. How's the shoulder treating you? Did we just not join the... Okay, we're in this kind of weird purgatory where we're joining session. I can't open up like the menu. I guess we'll just drive around in this. Okay, so we can't use the interior view. In a good way? Like are you just kind of... Or is it... What's the word? I don't actually know what I'm trying to ask, but are you like in that situation where you're just kind of floating through existence? Ah, okay. Sounds like you got the good stuff then. Mr. Benz would be proud, all silver. Is ibuprofen not over the, like on the shelf in England? Because it's a relative. I mean, it's on the higher end of the shelf stuff, but yeah. I thought you said it was cold up there, Wolf, not hot. It's hot up there. Are you playing Warzone or the regular multiplayer? I haven't played Warzone in literally years. Okay. I think I've played a modern Call of Duty multiplayer. Ever. The closest I've gotten to a modern Call of Duty multiplayer, oh thanks bro, is the what's the word? Oh, Titanfall. So, are you kind of... Are you using him as like the architect and you're telling him what you want to do kind of thing? Yeah, I've heard that the time to kill is pretty quick. Well, that is cute. They sound like a keeper shadow. And I guess, more importantly, did they do a good job? Is it just how you wanted it to be? Look at that. Got a tunnel and everything. Well, I'll look forward to having a look at it when you get it done. I say if because I know that I start a lot of projects, either mentally or otherwise, and then I'm just like, I've lost it. Or I just make it too ambitious for myself. Oh wow. Okay. You guys make a good team. I had no interest in X Defiant, then I forgot it existed, and then the beta or whatever it was came out this week, and it just looked so incredibly sweaty. I've got even less interest now. Yeah, it's always like the closest I would say I've gotten to that kind of stuff with making the racetracks and what have you is playing City Skylines with Bob. And I'm almost certain all of us here have played City Skylines, or at least a City Builder game. And in the basic ones, you paint a color along a road, and then the houses come up. And the computer will, run a random number generator or whatever, and then that's assign what the houses look like, kind of thing. What building goes where. But if you mod it, you can take more individual control. And like you were saying, place the things individually. From the skyscrapers all the way down to like a park bench if you want. And it can result in astonishing things. Like near photorealistic recreations of, Piccadilly Circus or whatever. Or like Times Square. But it's time consuming as hell. I mean, admittedly, well, the only footage I've seen of X Defiant. Yeah, you're right. Either that or the network crashed on them or something like that, maybe. I don't think they would have had a reason to rage quit. No one was dead last. Everyone beat at least 2 people. The only footage I've seen of X Defiant is this, I guess it's some sort of either a good COD player or an esports fellow who was showing off gameplay saying the Modern Warfare devs need to pay attention. And it just looked horrible. He's like running everywhere, he's running everywhere obviously because it's a FPS, but he's doing like 360 kickflip spins and changing weapons all the damn time for no apparent reason. But the kind of changing weapons where you don't actually let the animation play out, you just kind of unholster your pistol halfway and put it back in. And it's like, oh my goodness, I can smell the sweat from here. This is not an endorsement of the game that you think it is. I don't care if the game works competitively or whatever. I think that's why I've never really gotten into COD. Apart from the fact that I was always a bit more of a Battlefield man. Just the slightly larger map, vehicles, all that kind of good stuff. It is a nice noise. we hearing later tonight? I think it's an American V6 in the DT4V. Ah, okay. Not quite a GT car. Or a quick limousine than anything else. Then I feel that as you progress in size from... What I'm trying to say is I think that like the 3 Series or C-Class is like the perfect car size for a performance car, and as you get increasingly large, they're just inherently not going to be as good. Whilst trying to maintain the mystique of being a luxury car. I haven't seen many E-Class around here. I did see I think it was probably like a early 2000s CL55 AMG the other day. That sounded quite nice. There's nothing I quite like as much as an idling V8. Or like a low rev V8. I much prefer that low down bassiness than the higher rev whine or scream of a F1. Yeah, I agree. We could break out the Cadillac CT5V. Or the CTSV. The ATS. So many Cadillacs we could break out. Or we could break out the Ford Falcon GT. That would be a bit more Australian. See what we've done anything to her. No, we haven't. Let's jump in. Figure out what the PI limit is, because I can't remember. I think it was 800. And then maybe do some work. Yeah, A800. And so go down here.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Just nice cars. I was always more of a Holden man, but even the Ford Falcons were quite nice.
400 meters.
And in many ways, I think because Ford's got a lot more of a European element to it, despite it being predominantly American. A little bit classier in some. Just in something like the fitment, whatever.
You have arrived at your destination.
Not by much, they're still bogan as all get out, but a little bit. Big boy tires, absolutely. Get a load. Race transmission. Could just get rid of it, can't they? It actually makes a huge difference, except our top speed increases dramatically. We look more like a cop car that way, let's do that. Sounding a lot better. I can't choose actually. The Sport exhaust I think is a bit throatier, a bit deeper. race exhaust is a bit coarser. Like it developed a sore throat in the upgrade. I think I'm gonna go sport exhaust. I think what I want to do with what's the weight? Just looking at your comment about the Hellcat. Yeah, man. Absolutely, it is. Shame that the Australian industries just kind of died a death. The closest thing we've got to an auto industry these days is we have a couple of companies whose job, like what they do, is take cars from almost always America, because these are the people that will take, like they're contracted by GM or by Toyota, I think, is bringing over the Tundra, for example, bringing it over and then swapping it to right-hand drive. And that's what they do as a company. They import or they swap cars to right-hand drive. And we do have, now that I think about it, I do tell a little bit of a lie. There are some car companies like Kia, and some of the other ones that will do a kind of like dynamics adjustment, suspension setups, that kind of stuff for Australian environments. But there's definitely no manufacturing anymore, or design really, or engineering when it comes to like making a car from the ground up. Yeah, kind of reverse badge engineering. But I think it's because there's a lot of companies now that are either not making right-hand drive cars, or the cars that they make that aren't right-hand drive, like the Dodge Ram, the Toyota Tundra, all that kind of stuff, they want to sell here, and that's where these intermediaries kind of step up to the plate and get contracted to do stuff for them. Yeah, there we go. I was hoping the New South Wales Highway Patrol would turn up. Do I want to do that, though? Do I want to be a cop? Gotta keep an eye out for these guys on the road, obviously. Yeah, that's the other thing. All of our cops are definitely sponsored by Xbox One. It's a pretty good adaptation of it. And again, I haven't seen a Falcon Highway Patrol car in a long time. For whatever reason, they're now, a lot of them in, because as far as I know, that's a New South Wales police livery. And a lot of them are 5 Series now.
In 100 meters, turn right. In 400 meters, turn left. Turn left.
I still would love an option to make Anna not take me off-road. That would be very choice.
200 meters, turn right. turn right. In 400 meters, turn left.
Like, I know it might take longer, but
Turn left.
it's going to be like an easier drive because you're not having to navigate your muscle car or your Evo X through a swamp. Yeah, kind of like that. That was the Jackaroo was sold under a Holden badge, if I recall correctly. Because GM and Isuzu had a, I don't know, a handshake agreement, I guess. We do be brooming. Just be careful, there are double the consequences now in chat. And I know like double of nothing is still nothing, but
At
it's
the
like
roundabout,
there'll be
take the
twice
first
the
exit.
weight on your conscience for any kind of naughtiness in chat. I remember when this car came out, the big selling point it had, or one of them at least, was it had a German 6-speed automatic transmission. A ZF, to be precise. That was a big deal, apparently. It does seem kind of quaint to think that 6-speed automatic transmissions were once
You have arrived at your destination.
this world-ending advance.
You have arrived early. Horizon Arcade
When
will begin
now-
soon.
The Ford Ranger, for example, just off the top of my head, or even the Ford Mustang, has a gearbox with 10 gears in it.
In 400 meters, turn sharp left.
I did quite a bit of the should
Turn
have
sharp
a
left.
roundabout one. Didn't make proper use of those on-ramp things. Anyway. I don't mind the Horizon, or I didn't mind the Horizon Arcade stuff in Horizon 4, because it wasn't as split up. But it's just a kind of, you hang out there, and then an event starts with 3 events in it. If it's anything like Horizon 4, and then you know, you go and drift, or you go and do a speed thing where you probably have to go through like a speed zone or something, or a speed trap, and between however many there are of you in the thing, you have to accumulate a certain amount of speed points or whatever. And then once you get that, you move on to the next one, and then the one after that. And you've got a time limit to do it all in. And that gives you Horizon points, which you can go to the Forza shop or whatever and pick up the McLaren Speedtail. That one does sound kind of interesting, actually. Have a look at the tune of the uncamber the wheels a touch, increase the turn a little bit, but also confuse the pair a little bit that way. Yeah, that's right. Which I feel I must have, seeing as I think I've got all of the player houses. Yeah, and I just... like, I used to enjoy them quite a bit, but for whatever reason in Horizon 5 I just haven't had the interest.
400 meters.
Yeah, and I think there was
Arrive at your
kind of a
destination.
nice part about it. There was a little bit of variety. You go from a speed trap to a drift event to
You
like
have arrived at
a
your
wreckage
destination.
points or something like that. And I like that. There was that kind of variety. Whereas I don't know if I like the idea of committing to doing, 10 minutes of drifting. Kesa! What's good, my guy? Oh, congratulations! Well done, you. Was it just reinstalling it after all that? Don't forget to drop a follow to Kesa. He's a lovely individual, a good streamer, and he streams outside of my time zone for the most part. So if you feel wed to watching me, you can always watch him afterwards. Ooh, that's a lot of gigabytes you have to download then. Painted like a Woody? It is painted like a Woody. Panel van. Not at all. Okay, so you've earned it. I do kind of miss those exterior wood panels. I am not of the age to have grown up with them, but there's something neat about them. That kind of experimentation, which is frankly something I was hoping to get a little bit more of in terms of the world of electric cars. Yeah, and they would have the, I don't know if you guys ever encountered it, but the backwards facing seats in the station wagon or the SUV. We never owned a car with them, but a couple of friends had them. And there was always something so cool about driving backwards. Well, we got rid of them apparently because they're not particularly safe. I'm not entirely certain why they're less safe than the regular ones facing forward, but they know more than I do, so I'll trust them. Also, while it's cool looking backwards in them, it's kind of isolating because everyone else is looking forwards. Disappointing I don't get any wee-woos on this car. So I can really live out my highway patrol dreams. That's right. Oh man. Kind of like phones used to be cool. Cars used to be cool too. Not that there aren't cool cars now, but I think, obviously like the world of phones as well, we've just kind of settled down on what works. And there's not experimentation.
In 400 meters, turn right.
Which, as I said, is what I was kind of hoping to see in the world of electric cars. As you could, you don't need to have the engine up the front. Obviously, you'll need like a crumple zone, but I would have thought that would kind of really,
You have arrived at your destination.
open things up to reinterpretation and all that kind of stuff. We tried the ATS-V too. That might be fun. Let's jazz it up a bit. Let's get some American muscle. Well, American through and through. Because I'm almost certain that Ford is running off an American engine. I might be wrong. I might be doing some Australian engine designer a disservice. Also, frankly, I think this Cadillac looks nicer. I've always had a little bit of a soft spot for the angular design of the Cadillac sedans and coupes. Yeah, we had the first car that I remember being in was an old Mitsubishi Magna, which may have been called like the Mitsubishi Galant in the States or something. I don't know if it ever made it to England. A four-door sedan, probably similar in size to that Falcon you were describing. Thank you, Sergeant. And there was... the original option was to have the 6-stack CD changer in underneath one of the seats. I think underneath the passenger seat. But that wouldn't work with the two kids. So that was put in the boot as well. This was back in the day where these were ones that you had to load up, like you were saying. You chose in advance the 6 CDs you would want. And you put them in. I feel like I vaguely remember changing it while we were driving. Because of the ski hatch. I was sitting in the back so I could reach across, like through and across, take out the CDs and put in the one we decided to use. But of course that also had a cassette player. And that was my favorite because, I don't know, I think it was one of my mum's friends gave us cassette recordings of the Tintin radio dramas, and it was fantastic. Really great stuff. Destroy All Humans was going alright. We've still got plenty more to destroy. That'll be tomorrow night. It's an interesting game. It does feel a little bit old-fashioned in certain respects, which is not surprising because it is probably like 20 years ago. I'm kind of excited that I'm getting to play it. Because as I said on the night, I saw it advertised when it came out. But I can't remember if it was only on console or I just didn't get around to picking it up. But I was always kind of curious as to what they were advertising with these full page ads. Yeah. Like Shadow says, the voice acting in the game is fantastic. All of it, really. But particularly the two main characters. The aliens. Do we want to try another car? Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean... even the gameplay of a Far Cry from Resident Evil 1, right? Back even in the original, you've got a full kind of 3D environment. Don't have a locked-off camera. It's amazing how far games have come from... yeah, and tank controls. When you think about it. Far Cry 6 DLC? Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about that. For those who don't know, you may have seen the video of the game footage on Twitter. The body cam shooter game. Don't know what to think about that. It looks cool, but it looks kind of... It sounds kind of boring. I think, as someone pointed out in the Twitter thread or whatever, it'd be a lot more interesting if it was a horror game or something like that. It's a bit more boring if it's just a cop game. Yeah. Though I've never really had an urge, for example, to play the original Zelda. Or, the original, like, Mario's. Older games, sure. Like games that I've maybe grown up with, I guess, or, played a little bit of, or seen advertised. But I'm not particularly wet to going back to really old consoles and doing all of their stuff. Is that a game from 1979? No, it can't be from a PlayStation. So what is Felony 1179 about? Or what is it? Speaking of which, that just reminded me of the game Medieval. I played a little bit of that at a friend's house. That's kind of cool. It's kind of a RPG game where it was a... Oh yeah, Black. That was another interesting game. That was like the first attempt at a modern warfare before Modern Warfare was a thing. That was back when they were still trying to figure out FPS on console controls, because they had like weird trigger setups. Hold on, if we take that corner a bit better, I reckon we can get him. Oh, interesting. It sounds kind of like the Driver games as well. Like I have played the original Driver demo, which is... I don't know how I got it. And it seems to be kind of similar, where you play a getaway driver in that, and it seems kind of similar to that. Oh yeah! Is this the Medal of Honor where you're in Afghanistan? That one, or are we talking older ones, like where you're in World War II? Thinking about it, one of the first games I've probably ever played would have been... I think Lemmings. I think my family got like a compact computer desktop. Probably from... I want to say Dick Smith is probably a good guess. And I think it came with a selection of games. And that was one of them. I should have a look at it again. Or just really in general. I think I was like 4 at the time. I had no idea what I was doing. Let's have a look at some Event Labs. Which Age of the Empire book? Because out of all of the Age of the Empires, my favourite one has to be Age of Mythology. I know it's strictly maybe outside of the Age of the Empires series, but yeah, that was all time for me. Hell yeah. That was... Age of the Empires 1 was the first game that my brother and I got on PC. Like, as our own game. Not as like a family game or whatever.
You have have arrived at your destination.
And it was because the cereal Nutri-Grain, for whatever reason, was giving it away in the box. Break out the Ascari, I reckon. And our cousin had either already gotten it from a box, or had it already, and got a box of Nutri-Grain with the disc in it. So we got the hand-me-down. And basically, you can draw a straight line from that, where we are right now. That is, without that happening, none of this would be happening right now. The only reason I asked about which Age of the Empires is because I know a lot of people really stand Age of the Empires 2 as the best one. Speaking of which, I should have a look at Age of the Empires 4 at some point. I've heard pretty good things about that. But I haven't had a look at it yet. I can't remember the cheat anymore, but my brother and I used to love spawning in the Dodge Vipers with like recoilless rifles or machine guns mounted on their backs, and just going ham. That was always good times. Yes, that's the one. Thank you. Good old Big Daddy. A great cheat. I think I found out about that from a friend in school. I'm pretty sure I found out about Age of Mythology cheats through a friend from school. This was back when that was like the primary way you found out about things in games. Because you're too dumb to like think of looking in a magazine or whatever. And this is before the internet, so you can just ask Google or whatever. Well, not before the internet, but you know, before it was ubiquitous. This is only 2 years after I distinctly remember hearing my first third grade teacher using a dial-up internet connection. The internet wasn't exactly super cutting edge. You might even have to use Yahoo. Yeah, okay, that's a choice. Yeah, it was nice. It was a really nice track. It was a little bit tight. Like, it did feel quite small, but it was good. I think it felt a little bit more like a kart track. Was there any context for that, Wolf, or was it just kind of out of nowhere? Oh, okay, well that's a choice. I don't know if I would have made that. Oh, and we unlocked the GT3 RS 412. A little bit of a mouthful, but a nice looking car. Yeah. Yeah. There are certain words that are restricted to certain people. Now, she may be one of them, but judging from that, I don't think so. I mean, in her defense, it is hard to kind of explain what it means without saying the word, but also
200 meters.
you can just tell them to look it up.
Turn left.
Also, she's Canadian. She should definitely know better. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that it's crazy that it is still so much of a thing. It's not like this is a new request or like out bad word. It was like that with the whole PewDiePie thing years ago now at this point, where he dropped the N-word on the famous PUBG bridge, and it's just not even something I would think to say at all. He's definitely quieted down since he moved to Japan, it seems. I unsubscribed from him, I think, a while ago. I can't remember why. Unfortunately, I can't say it was for a particularly virtuous reason or anything like that. Well, that's a use of time.
Turn left.
This is a very nice sounding car. I guess that's a flat 6 difference, huh? Yeah, idle hand, the devil's plaything. Such is the saying. Now hopefully the next track is just as nice as the previous one. Because that one, as Shadow said, was real nice. They have been on a pretty good run of event laps, I think.
In 400 meters, turn left. Turn left.
Sorry. So does anyone have exciting plans for the weekend coming up? I imagine, Shadow, you will be house-ridden, if not bed-ridden. But what about you, Wolf? What are your plans? Okay, well, at least they'll be easy to achieve. Gonna take a shortcut. There you
You
go.
have arrived at your destination.
Nice. Watching your stories. Deceptive corners and sticky outy barriers. Okay. So might as well stick in the GT3. Ah, yeah, Law and Order. Which one are you watching? Is it? I think, actually, now that I say that, SVU is probably the only one around these days, isn't it? Yeah. A good choice. Is it now? Oh, and there's like a spin-off series with one of her old partners, right? A Law and Order? I can't remember the name of it. I've seen it advertised somewhere. Some sort of gang thing? It seems like organized crime or something? I don't know. Yeah, we caught a bit of that down here. But I guess it didn't go anywhere because, or like, it didn't take off down here because it kind of got pushed back in the time slots. As a rule of thumb, I do prefer English crime shows. This is another incredibly smooth map. Like, one of my favorite crime shows is probably Line of Duty. And I think part of the reason I like that so much, oh, Broadchurch as well, that was also really good. And part of the reason I like those is because of the fact that it's not one crime a week. You've got, 6-8 episodes for the crime and the investigation to really breathe and, do stuff. Oh yeah, I've seen that, like, box sets of that advertised around the place. I mean, she's a great actress, so can't be too bad. So outside of 9-9 then, Wolf, what do you watch? What are your program? Oh, we love some proper gritty English drama. I feel like the English, at least in the Anglosphere, really do grit like no other. Americans don't particularly do grit super well. Except for, like, outside of HBO. They do pretty well. It's like the True Detectives and what have you. Oop. I thought the first season of The Witcher was alright, but apparently the second one wasn't that great. Henry Cavill was very good as the titular character. Geralt. I've heard it's not particularly accurate to the books and or games as it goes forward. And we got the caddy. Yeah, I've heard he's leaving, which is a real shame. Because it's probably, as you say, it's probably going to get further. Because he's the only one kind of holding him to it. It'll get further away. Some anime suggestions there, Shadow? I mean, you got source material, right? You might as well use it. Oop, wrong button. Go on. What the hell will I do? Garrett. It's weird because I think in some respects, going off of the book is not inherently a bad thing. I think you can...
In 200 meters.
I think it's possible for you to use the fact that you're remaking it
Turn left.
from a book to a movie as an opportunity to fix some things, for example. Like the Watchmen film, for example. In the end, spoilers. In the end, in the film, Dr. Manhattan, the blue guy, is blamed for everything. But in the comics,
You have arrived at
it's
your
a
destination.
fake alien that's blamed for everything. And I think the Dr. Manhattan scenario is a lot more realistic. You know, in the world of superheroes that were being presented. I don't think it's inherently bad for things to be made. I think they're just made like outside of the book, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. That's a very Geralt way to get killed. It would take up literal months, but I would really like to replay The Witcher 3. And finally get on to playing the DLC as well. Got big wings on these bad boys, don't they? Real tall lip spoilers. Should take it out for a spin. See what she's like. Stop. Ooh. Sounding nice. Get on some tarmac. Okay. Let's go. No, I think I'm here. I need to go into shadows. Oh, yes. Keep ready that button. Come on. Well, I mean, it did just come out after all. Here we go. Do you want to do night or day? Let's do nighttime. Get some RTX going on, huh? Get some reflection. I really like those tall running lights it's got down the side. Very nice. As I've said before though, I do like a car with a long, full width, like brake light, or even headlights. Some cars with those full width headlights, very nice. Right, let's see what she can do. She sounds very nice. Is that a field? No, it's a nice setup. The hell? We'll press it how we've gotten the AI to work in this track, huh? Yeah, I quite like the modern Cadillac design language as a rule of thumb. I like the track. It's relatively straightforward in that it's not, you know, all platforms and anything, but the additions of the like concrete barriers and stuff to cut off shortcuts or what have you does mean that it handles quite differently to tracks in this neck of the woods would normally, because you have to take a different line. You mean like that? Yeah, it's definitely the kind of track that would really suit kind of like the ideal Lotus. Quick acceleration, hard braking, tight turning, but not necessarily anything in the way of top speed. Oh yeah. S2 or X class on this would be hell on earth. Thank you, Sergeant. Sounds really nice, this car. Compliments to the acoustic engineer. I can see why. And having not driven it in the daytime, I do think the night circuit is nicer. It looks so pretty. They can really let the kind of blue highlight lights and stuff come alive. Interesting, there's a tachometer on the central dash. So everyone can see how fast you're going. One thing I would maybe suggest, oops, sorry about your lights there, is this, coming up there's a concrete bollard, this kind of, well, concrete wall that sticks out. It might be a nice thing to kind of have it a little bit chamfered and less of a right angle, just perpendicular sticking out. So instead of like running into it, you kind of bounce off of it. That one there on the right. But maybe that's what you want to happen though, so I don't know. One of these streams though, we should really have a look at the track maker. The event lab. That's the name of the thing. Make the Jow circuit or whatever. No, frankly, I'd probably want to do it on the DLC map, just because I find the racing so delightful. None. Literally nothing. It'll basically be a lot of me driving around just the map, figure out where I want to start it first off. And then we go from there. there was... after I've done this, I'll show you one of the more recent event labs that was really cool. I think the roads north of the festival in that region, where you're kind of winding through canyons and what have you, I think those are probably the best roads in the game, or at least in that map, in my opinion. Yeah, that's right. A good, like, Togo Japanese racing style canyon race from carbon stuff. Yeah, it's just a matter of making them loop. Which might mean having to break out the old artificial roads with platforms and stuff. Anyway, maybe that's something to have a think about doing at some point in the future. Oh yeah, there are dirt panels now, aren't there? That could be cool. Oh, there's a non-zero chance that I will be making use of my 4-day weekend this week. Because I took the Monday off, and Tuesday's a public holiday here for Anzac Day, to go and pick up Used 1 and 2 off of a guy from Facebook Marketplace. So, that will be interesting. I've only played the demo of one of them. I think it was the first one. I feel like I also remember the Juiced games being in a little bit of a development hell for a while. So I may not have actually played the final game. That was a lovely map. One thing that you should also think about possibly doing is having like a nice tunnel straight, maybe on the other side of the river, just so you can get that sweet reverb from your exhaust. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the obvious one. Everyone, that was the thing, right? Midnight Club 2 was fantastic. Yeah, that would work too. I don't know what's happening here though. Guess we're just talking amongst ourselves for a little bit, chat. See any good films recently? Did you see that ludicrous display last night? Any good ones? Like, how old school are we talking? Are we talking like Nosferatu? Old school, are we talking like, the Thing? Okay. That was not too far off with the Thing then. classic. Now, I'm gonna go over here. Oh, there was... Maybe I didn't save it. It might be. I think it's that one, parametric. Hell yeah. We love a good snuggled up stream watcher. I'm gonna be so snuggled up this weekend. At least I think it's... The cars don't seem familiar. It was one of those ones. Yeah, it was from the playlist. Which one it was though? It wasn't that one because we just played that one. And it should be in the playlist, but it's not. It was that one either. It was parametric. Yeah, maybe it was this one. I just thought I did it in a different car, that's all. I thought it was in a Centenario. Let's do it for the meme. Break out the Yeska. Oh, maybe this is the one that tanked it. I don't know. This was one where it had a lot of like concrete sculptural structures that you drove through and around. At least that's the one I'm hoping it is. Yeah, it is, this one. It's a really cool looking map. I don't know how possible it's going to be in a regular Yesko, to be honest. Ooh, not very. Ooh, why is the default 5 laps as well? Oh. I found a problem. Can't accelerate into that, on that wall. Like, this particular tunnel there is so gorgeous. But yeah, this would take literal days to put together. It's all going to be so precise. At, you know, particular angles each time. Pretty dope when it's done. Yeah, I do hope they keep developing both the content that the event lab has, but also the ease of use. Yeah. I'd be interested to know how much they can do to it, like how much of it might be a limit of the engine per se. So it might be a kind of a wait until Horizon 7 situation. I don't think I've ever left anyone in this game. Certainly not an AI. Yeah, or even like the bridges that they have over that kind of rainforest area in the southwest of the map. I get real Trackmania vibes out of this course. Yeah. Like the ability to pop down gravel or sand dunes or whatever to make it more of a thing. I haven't played Trackmania in so long. And again, I wasn't really much of a racer in Trackmania. Trackmania United had an SUV, kind of like Porsche Cayenne car, and that's car's home world, for lack of a better term, was a city environment, so I just used that editor to just make cities and stuff and then drive around them. It was sick as hell. Help. How dare. Well, I mean, they could quite easily, for example, give you the option to just put like a giant flat plane above the stadium, for example, or the whole map. Just high enough that nothing pokes through it, and you just build off of that. Thank you, Sergeant. Oh! We hit one of the joints. Yeah. Now that you mention that, it would be really interesting to see them include the event lab, that is, in the motorsport franchise as well. So they could take advantage of those people who want to recreate racetracks for free. Oh, I think we fell off the track there a little bit. I just want to have a look at the Event Lab menu. See what the editors reckon is the best. Egypt Part 1, Cairo. Egypt Part 2, Pyramids of Giza. Giza. Airport Racing Free, Runden. Paid for PvP, huh? The 3 body problem. Huh. Not a huge amount. I'm just gonna have a look at some more Event Lab stuff while we're in an Event Lab mood. We're gonna go to Cairo. Apparently. What I was saying, actually, the one thing that was kind of interesting that I said was it'd be interesting for them to add Event Lab 2 Motorsport. So it could be taken advantage of there. No. but thank you. I also thought of, there we go, let's get pronunciation going on. This actually does feel a lot like what I've seen Pyro looks like. This is kind of amazing. Oh wow, this is really impressive. Yeah, you're right. Wow, this is really impressive actually. Apart from the road we've been driving on at the beginning, all of this is new. Oh, a little bit close to the sun there. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it is. Damn, it's impressive though. Well done. Like, particularly this part, you would not think you'd think all of this was just how it was in the game. Particularly going at speed along that straight. It all just looks so naturally placed. Yeah, that's the only thing. I wonder how much they can do though, in terms of that. Or if it's just the nature of the geometries. I don't know. But yeah, that is the one downside, the curve eating. That's a very American car you've got there, sir. Yeah, that's it. Stream is frozen. Is anything working on the stream? I think that might be on your end, Joe. Because I've got my phone running the stream next to me and it's running fine there. Might have to press a cheeky F5, sorry. Why not use another one then? You know, you've got Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Vivaldi. What about Opera GX, the browser for gamers? A nice park job. Zoom zoom, say the cars behind us. Then again, there are definitely a few websites that I have to load up in like a certain browser at work. They're not necessarily old, they just either render better. I use Edge or I use Edge. That's what I use. But sometimes I have to open up browsers, things in Firefox, just because for whatever reason it doesn't like Edge, or vice versa. I never particularly know why. Not a web dev or anything like that. One of those things I gotta accept. Actually, of course you use Firefox, that makes perfect sense now that it's better.
Feels so good.
Has to be Firefox. Oh, excuse me, that's very rude. Has to be Firefox. There we go. Just had to wait for everyone to...
Feels
Damn, that man had a best lap of 58 seconds, 4 seconds faster than me. Oh, they must have hit the wall because they came 10 seconds slower than me overall. Absolutely gunning it, and they just got clipped by the wall. Get back in there because there was also Egypt Part 2. The Pyramids of Giza. Yeah, I suspect there was a little bit of rubber banding involved. Let's go GBXE. Not that it matters really, but this color scheme looks a bit nicer. This looks more like Blade Runner 2049 in Egypt. I guess so. Yeah, well, there's one pyramid. This guy does really good, like, environmental design. The trouble is I actually think they're cool looking cars. Like, I like the shape of them. Ow. Oh, are we going inside? Oh, that was sick. That's very cool. That's really cool, actually. Oh, what's up here? A secret perhaps? A room of the credits, it looks like. I don't think I what it says though. Like the font. Sorry, I was going for that. What's through here? Ah. Interesting. And clever that you don't have to then backtrack as well. Oh, he's put like pieces of tarmac or something on it, so it looks like the H hieroglyph. Ow. Oh, surely, right? They used it very well though. It's a very cool map. Not necessarily fun to navigate, but impressive well that you're navigating. Oh. And he gone and got wedged. I was thinking before when we were talking about improving the event lab, it would be a really cool kind of like April Fool's project for playground games and or just kind of Microsoft in general. Oh, the Sphinx. To release a Horizon Festival Simulator, like a tycoon game, like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but it's for the Horizon. So you have to manage the festival, put together like events and stuff, put up concession stands, all that kind of stuff. Like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but for the Horizon. Horizon Tycoon. I would play the hell out of that. I love the Roller Coaster Tycoon game, but I do not like theme parks. I don't know why. Yeah, like I think it would be interesting. You could, like you say, we could lay out race courses like you would a roller coaster in the Roller Coaster Tycoon games, and then you could either drive them yourself, or maybe just like on a Roller Coaster Tycoon game, just kind of ride along with the roller coaster car. So you just ride along with the AI and see them play it out. Where are we on the map? Yeah, okay, cool. Fog is really blowing out the headlights. Or the light rain, I can't tell. Yeah, set that, you know, you have to unlock a certain amount of things, so you can unlock the runway to get the C-130 to come in. Maybe you only start off as like an outpost or something. You can only get, you know, C-class cars at the most. But if you, and like B-class acts or whatever, for the music portion of the thing. You have to plan out the showcase spotlight events, kind of like you do in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 with the fireworks stuff. Yeah. You know, like the in like the Jurassic Park games or whatever, you get given like a smaller facility to start off with, and then as you, air quotes, prove yourself, you get given more and more responsibility, bigger facilities, better cars. I think it would be great. I don't know who I'd talk to about it. Yeah, I'll drop a like on that one too. That was a really interesting, like, well put together map. Yeah. You know, the people at Mercedes want us to show that we're worth it by selling X number of tickets or whatever. Yeah, that kind of thing. Tokyo City Circuit does sound interesting too. Metropolis City Speed Circuit also sounds interesting. Doesn't look very speedy at all. The selection of cars is not particularly speedy. In the ATS. Yeah, it could be like you saying that. Makes me think of what is it? There's like something. It's called something on the lines of MMO Tycoon, and you basically play as a company developing an MMO, and you can get really quite granular in it and like detail what the quests are going to be and that kind of stuff. So you could steal some of that kind of stuff and do that with the speed traps or the whatevers. across the line faster. So getting beaten by a Volkswagen Golf is a little bit embarrassing. Yeah. It could be like in the Planet Coaster games, which are kind of the spiritual successors to the Roller Coaster Tycoon games. You can, in theory, you can choose to place your park anywhere in the roll, but in practice what that really means is whether the ground is going to be brown or snow-covered or whatever. And you can do something like that, and then maybe have some sort of auto-generated town or something. And that's the place that you're building around, perhaps. I mean, if you're really clever, you could take a note out of the Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator's book, and use Bing Maps and stuff to auto-generate the roads and buildings. It's a pretty sweet skyscraper. We are going real high, guys. I feel like I shouldn't have maintained that speed as well as I did. We're fine. I think there's a lot of potential in the concept. 6 star. And I think in this case, a Hot Wheels or a Lego DLC to that game would be awesome. I think it would be a lot more fun to make these kind of tracks in like a roller coaster tycoon arrangement than it would be to actually drive on them, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the other thing, if you wanted to do that. Oh. Kind of wild to me that no one has actually made a recreation of any of the Horizon maps in PNG, now that you say that. That was a big jump. Of course, the other thing that could be interesting in this hypothetical Horizon Festival Tycoon game that we're developing in chat would be to have to balance my needs as a idiot driving at 400 kilometers an hour on Hot Wheels tracks with the locals' needs as well. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, but I think you could make a... If anyone in chat is a dev, I'd be happy to work it out with you. I think it could be great fun. I'm going to give that a solid eh. It was interesting, but not my cup of tea. Yeah. You have to pay for road closures and stuff, and the bigger the road, the more it is, or the more central the road is, the more it is. No, I already said meh. Like, I'm not going to give it a thumbs down, but I'm not going to give it a thumbs up. There was one other one that looked interesting. Tokyo's City Study. This may have been in a playlist? I cannot recall. That looks Tokyo City enough. And like within the festival, you've got to account for the people in the cars, but the people who are also coming to watch the cars. Yeah, I would have thought that would make sense, particularly if you're doing like the realistic damage stuff. I feel like I've played this before, but maybe not. Come on, VTech, let's go. Hell yeah, and the Arctic Hilux, get it, huh? Yeah, and also like you've got to you've got those two kind of communities, classes of guests to deal with. You can't necessarily just have really fallen tracks. You've also got to have things to do when you're out of your car. It might be a little bit more of a traditional kind of theme park thing. Like, I don't know if it's in this one, but I do remember, I think in 4, there were definitely like, yeah, like fairground stuff. I think it was a Ferris wheel in 4. I don't know if there was in this one as well. Sorry, it was scratching my leg. Thank you, Sergeant. I wouldn't say it's particularly Tokyo City. Oh, that was rough. Yeah. Accommodation for different, like, classes of guests. Maybe some of them want to do a Glastonbury and just camp. Others, like yourself, probably want to stay in a hotel. Or some sort of 4 walls and a roof accommodation. Thank you, stay healthy, but I'll get a drink after this race. Done. Yeah, of course, of course. Where you can all go in to play the crew too. I'm just gonna get a drink of water. I shall return. Thinking about it, it's a kind of thing that would have been like a mobile add-on app if you didn't, do it properly. Like back in the beginning of the Xbox One series or whatever. We should go online. Means we should get back in the caddy. Maybe pimp her a bit. Pimp her it up. New one. Oh yeah, I've definitely seen them around the place here too. Those kind of trucks with a gaming experience in the back. Always advertising for like birthday parties and what have you. We'll take this online, but if nothing else,
400 meters.
we're going to paint a different colour so we don't look as basic.
Turn left.
I've never actually used one of those though. One of those gaming truck party things. The closest is that I've been to a internet cafe a couple of times to play Left 4 Dead in LAN with some friends. Cool. Cool kid's birthday. Okay, we're definitely gonna need battery tires. Baddest you've got, thank you. Oh, we've already got sport tires, nice. How does that not help him? Back up front. Okay. Were you able to sneak in and join them? We had a family at school that was doing that as well. They, I think what they were doing was, her husband was a panel beater, and I think the drugs were being moved in the panels, like, into the country. Did that. That. There's no noticeable difference. This one's a little bit throatier. And it makes our launch significantly better, so let's do that. And we'll repaint it and take her online. Oh, of course. Gotta drive an X5. Speaking of which, there's a house near our work who drives an X5. They're a little bit suspicious. I hadn't thought about them that way. But it's not impossible. Oh wow, these are some pretty racy colours. That is a nice blue. I think the orange is talking to me. Let's recreate it. Oh wait, we're at the low light, so that's going to be there-ish. Then again, I see, like, I feel like almost all the cars on the road down here are flash cars. There are so many more, like, BMWs and Mercedeses on the streets these days than there were back when I was young. Or at least I noticed a lot more of them. I mean, it's probably partly because there is no local industry, so there's no default Commodore or Falcon for someone to get in. Yeah. Now it's, you know, they're doing well when they drive around the, like a Bentley Bentayga, which is like levels above what it used to be. It's great. I've seen, I don't know actually how many I've seen. More than one, I think. Because I think there's one around where I live. And I think there's also one around near where I work. Near where I work, so I park a little bit away from the office, down a suburban street. Not particularly wide, and there's buses that go up and down it. But a Lamborghini Murcielago is parked there, not irregularly, just on the side of the road. And boy howdy, is that a white car. Like I've heard it was wide, but they are wide. Just hope he doesn't have the manual, the automatic gearbox, but I heard that was a bit trash. I've said before on here, but out of the two, the Gallardo, however you pronounce it, definitely my choice over the Murcielago. I think it's probably because those are the cars that, like you grew up with when you were, like, I think I'd be much more impressed seeing a car that I had a poster of than a newer one, per se. Play around with the tuning of the handling. I mean, that may come back to haunt. I mean, frankly, I get a lot more, like my ears perk up a lot more when I see a like a really old car. Like a car from the 40s or something, a post-war Falcon or something like that. Or one of the OG Holden Commodores. Just because they look so different. Or if there's like, it's not uncommon, but it's very nice still to see one of the older MG sports cars around the place. Or I think I saw an E-Type not too long ago. Really nice. Which isn't to say, like, I don't know how to describe it. I think, because back when I was in school, I just like first discovered cars, I mean, you know, year 6, year 7, seeing a Lamborghini Murcielago parked on the side of the road would have been the dopest thing in the world. I mean, I still took photos of it, obviously. But, yeah, I didn't lose my mind as much as my 10-year-old self probably thought I should. never a huge fan of the Diablo or Countach. I was more of a fan of the Diablo than the Countach, but yeah, they just never really excited me. I don't know why. I never really liked how the Countach looked, even back in the day. The Diablo I've kind of grown to like a little bit more. I was going to say accept, but that's a little bit too dramatic. Yeah, I mean, that's back in the day where the supercars were almost like deliberately like helpful to live with. Like the Countach is something like a foot, doesn't it, of space between the outside metal of the car and the seat. The air conditioning's terrible. The suspension is obviously too hard because it's a supercar. And it probably drives like an absolute pig at low speeds. Like, I can understand owning a supercar now, but I can understand living with a supercar right now and driving it to the shops, or you know, having it as a semi-daily driver. But back then, with like a Countach, you'd have to be a madman to daily drive that kind of thing. Some people might disagree, but I do think that Volkswagen acquiring Lamborghini is probably one of the best things that happened to them. I mean, the same thing could be said about all old supercars, really. Things like, I think the acquisition by Volkswagen of Lamborghini, in my opinion, really drove them to kind of the supercar world, kind of reassess what you could get away with putting them in. Like, Lamborghini stole the Audi entertainment system and stuff like that. So you couldn't just get away with having this kind of, we'll just put a bargain bin thing in. You had to pull up your socks, actually put some effort into stuff outside of the track driving experience. Also, things like adaptive dampeners, I imagine are an absolute godsend for supercars and supercar owners that want to drive them outside the track. Second of this one, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that the only people who can really afford to own them, historically at least, are older men who are not renowned for their elegance or grace at the best of times. I mean, we've all seen those videos of an older gentleman just basically falling out of a car, because that's the best they can do. Continue. That's why I think like the cars like the Gallardo, the R8 obviously, or even things like the Mercedes Benz SLR, they're kind of newer players to the supercar world, or newly owned players to the supercar world, saying you can kind of have a car that actually works relatively well as a car you can live with, as well as being a car that's still a bit of a weapon on the track. And in the case of the SLR, will sound astonishingly nice. At least that's how it does in game. And if it doesn't in real life, then I will substitute my reality of the game world with yours of real life. Oh, we should check out the Lexus LC as well. Take that out for a spin. I do like a nice, unrefined V8 engine though. It is kind of a shame that the SLR has just kind of been relegated to the dustbin of history. Like the Lexus LFA is not too much younger than that car. It gets a lot more airtime in games like this. And it might just be because it's a weird dually owned car, where it's strictly the Mercedes McLaren SLR or the McLaren Mercedes SLR, one of the two. Maybe it's kind of like a kid of two divorced parents and just torn between the two so no one else knows them. I don't know. Yeah, the SLK was definitely a mini SLR. A lot more than the Audi TT is a mini R8, which obstinately it is, because it's a sports car in the lineup. And the next step from, say, a TTRS would be the Audi R8, just, you know, in terms of I want a faster coupe. Well, sir, the R8's the next one. Okay. Same with the SLK. Yeah. Then again, I mean, that's not really that new. I don't think any of them have one, really. BMW doesn't have a M1 anymore. Well, hasn't had one for ages. Mercedes has the AMG one, so I don't know if that's strictly Mercedes or not. I'm not sure how that kind of arrangement strictly works. like the RS6. The TTRS also looks, at least on paper, like a fantastic value proposition. The amount of power you get out of it for the amount of money you spend. The RS3, I see quite a few of those around the place. See one maybe once a week or so. That's more than enough car for me, thank you. Ooh. I'm just gonna jump into the garage and tune for a wee bit. I'm kind of bummed there isn't an RS1. I think that could be really cool. You know how I am about my small kind of cars and hot hatches. Yeah, a little bit more speed. Really. Yeah, the S1, but I think I just go for the Polo GTI, which on paper is basically the same car. Yeen, how you doing? Got any big plans for the weekend? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to us all, chat, not just me. I'm doing a lot better now that it's Friday night. The week was a bit rough, but the week is now over. Ah, man. Hopefully nothing too serious. And hopefully you're on the tail end of it. Yeah, just get an Aston Signet, sure. I'm still surprised that that was a car that they actually sold. Thanks, Jay. Thank you very much for the follow, Jay Moody. I need to turn off my double overlay that I have on Baxter. But we'll deal with that in the future. Glad you like what you see, Jay, and I hope you stay for a little bit longer. I read about it in like Top Gear magazine because, I don't know if we still do, but we used to get the English import Top Gear magazine, and that was fascinating. Just as a look into the world of English motoring, which is a little bit larger than the world of Australian motoring. And I remember seeing this Aston Martin hatchback, and then I heard nothing more about it. So for a long while, I wasn't actually sure if it was a real car or if it was just like a concept car or something. That is a good way to start off the morning, sir. I can recommend the event labs to you. They were pretty good, particularly the first one. That's a lot. Well, I imagine they're relatively rare. So the Signets. Because I think very quickly Aston Martin figured out this is a terrible idea. And also, I think everyone else figured out this is a terrible value proposition. I could just get this Toyota IQ for like half the price. And it's basically the same car. Yeah, paying for the badge and the grille, and that's basically it. Was it a 3-seat car like the IQ is? That was a bad... May have been 2 seats. Because the IQ's 3, right? The driver and then the passenger's got a person behind it. Which is kind of a clever arrangement when you think about it, as a way to fit more people into a small car. I don't necessarily think I'd want to be in the back seat, but in a pinch, kind of cool. Alright, that's a little bit better, I think. Get back online. We'll do maybe one or two more in this one. And then we'll have a look at the Lexus. Now, unfortunately, we've got ads coming up. My apologies. But this prevents pre-rolls, so your sacrifice is appreciated. So we'll let these run, and then we'll have a look at the street racing, shall we? No, I mean, you definitely don't want to be on a big trip in the car in the first place, let alone the back seat. For some reason, I've been entertaining delusions of buying a midlife crisis car, for lack of a better term. A car with more power, basically. And I don't like the idea of buying a coupe or something. I'd want it to be something like a hot hatch or whatever, with the practicality of 4 doors and all that comes with it. As well as relatively competent legroom in the back. Well, it says the ads are starting. There we go. I'm gonna get a drink. I shall return. Oh, wrong button. Right button. There we go. Professional stream. Okay, let's try and see if we can find some street racing. Keep assessing if this was worthwhile, and I think it was. It's definitely a nice sounding car to see. At the Lexus LC after this. Take her out for a spin. Oh, I think I'd downgrade from the... excuse me. I think I'd downgrade from the V10 back to a V8 of sorts. For whatever reason, on an originally named website that sells car sales, I can't remember why I was on it, but I stumbled across a BMW M135i. I was like, that would be a very cool car to own. It'd be a little bit long in the tooth, almost a decade old or so. Kind of hailing from the bygone era, that's the word I look for, of 2014. About a straight 6 and a nice hatchback with a rear-wheel drive. Pretty cool. I'm really growing to like this car. I think it looks in this orange paint scheme. It looks really nice. Well, you gotta finish your first car, Shadow. Come on. No second project car until you finish first project car. But what is it? What is your second project car that you have in mind? Is it a Smart for 2 Brabus? An Opel Monza GTE. Interesting. And what draws you to that car, out of curiosity, Shadow? That's as good a reason as any. So was that ever sold under like a Vauxhall badge with a right-hand drive, or was it always a left-hand drive? Or did Opel used to exist in England? I don't know. Well, that's nice. A bit more straightforward. Because that reminds me, one of my friends has a 2003 generation Skyline GTP. And he was talking about it when he came over here for lunch. He was saying that it was going up in value because it was getting increasingly close to the 25th anniversary of its launch or whatever. So a lot of people are getting ready to fill demand from from America. Sorry, I was reading chat while I was telling the story. From America. So they're kind of, getting stock ready, I guess, when that 25 years rolls around, and then you can import a car from outside of America into America. I think it was a GTT, but maybe it was a GTS. Can't remember. It wasn't the GTR. I know that much. So maybe it was the GTS. I've only ever seen it once, and that's because he and I both go to the same mechanic, and it's up on the lifter because it blew its engine at a track day. So it's getting the full kind of refurbishment. Interesting. Well, that's part of the reason Holden died, because they lost Vauxhall and maybe Opel. They sold them to the French, I think it was. And because that meant that there were no more right-hand drive cars being produced, they basically just closed up shop. Holden would badge a lot of things. They badged, you know, the Monzas, like you said. They badged a lot of Daewus. The Astra made an appearance down here. I think both as a Korean rebadging and as the original European. That may have been the Holden Vectra, perhaps? Confusing because there is actually a car called the Senator from the Holden range. I think it may have actually been from HSV, Holden Special Vehicle. The Senator, I think it was just called. It was the more luxurious version of the sporty Commodore that they sold, the Club Sport. Vauxhall. Yeah, it's a nice badge. It's quite similar to the Holden badge now that I think about it, actually. Just that the Holden one wasn't a mythical creature. Yeah, it does look kind of familiar, so I'm just having a quick look at the Senator. Oh, it's in Stellantis. Vauxhall. I thought it went to the French. Oh, then again, Peugeot might be involved there. Yeah, Peugeot will. Okay, that's where I got it. I discovered that because the vice president is a Robert Peugeot. Yeah, they did, didn't they? Oh, yeah, I just noticed it. Yeah, the previous one with the kind of anthropomorphic, basically a furry, was a lot more recognizable. I mean, it's still not as bad as the Kia logo. That one's... The Kia redesign is particularly trash, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's because they don't really make... What's the word? They don't really, like, make an S-Class equivalent anymore. Like the XJ, at least down here, is no longer sold. And I feel that the leaping ornament is definitely a kind of upper-class car thing. On the topic of badges, actually, one of the worst things Toyota ever did was write the name Toyota on the back of the Hilux. Because now, every pickup truck and ute in the world seems that they're like, oh, we've got to write our names on the back of the truck. It's just, I don't know, I find it increasingly obnoxious. No, I think it was like from maybe like the 90s one on. Because I do remember the one that Top Gear tried to destroy having Toyota written on the back of it. I was hoping that was a destroyable tree. It was not. I hadn't actually thought about that, but that's highly accurate and very weird. Like, that's one of the few instances where you've basically already got a logo. It's been developed for you. It's the infinity sign. I appreciate you may not like that, but, you know, it's just how it is sometimes. Yeah. I feel like Skoda's is pretty good for a similar reason. Kind of like a griffin thing. A bird of sorts. Yeah, winged arrow. And morphizing it too much. Welcome to the Void, chat. Hope you like it here, because it looks like we're here for a while. Okay, we're gonna have a look at the Lexus. Gift from Doctor in a barn. Oh, Doctor's orders, right?
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
No, this is the one time where you're wrong, and this is definitely the faster way to do it. Taking the dirt road is 100% faster. Not necessarily safer. I'm not gonna be bold and say that. Faster though. I like the kind of... Oh, there's some debris. The kind of crest thing that Cadillac's got going on. I don't know if it's meant to mean anything.
Wow,
I assume
that's
it must.
generous.
Or I hope
Well,
it must.
just the spirit of Horizon, isn't it? Shall we
But
say
I like
thank
that
you?
look. What do we get from the Doctor? Thank you. Where is the nearest festival? There we go. Over here.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. meters. Turn left.
On the note of badges, actually, I would love to know the reason behind, like, the Chevy badge.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Why is it a yellow cross that's kind of slightly angled to the right and wider than it is forward?
In 400 meters, turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
Ow. Hit my head, scratch. Box this. That doesn't make sense. Feeling something now. Okay. I think it's good car. Just wrong engine. Stick to that. For the exhaust though. Definitely that. Ah, yeah, I can see it as a bow tie, yeah. Probably should have been doing weight reduction. Let's give her a shot. Okay. Online. Maybe I didn't set the class. Maybe that's why I was getting smashed the other time. Horizon Mexico? Sounds lovely. Nice sounding cars this month. Oh yeah, the speedo works now. Hell yeah. I've always been a little bit intrigued at like the Lexus design of their interiors. Like having those kind of quasi-indicator stalks there on either side of the dashboard to control things. Interesting. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it is interesting. Well, I definitely used a compass and a protractor for the rear. He's quite rounded at the back. could say the same thing about the caddy from the last race. That bad boy was all angle. Kind of interesting that Cadillac's kind of set in that design language for like almost all of the 2000s, it feels like. Yeah, they do have a thing for Hexagons, don't they? Particularly in the rear of the car. Yeah. Crazy. Or the Sesto with the hexagonal kind of vents running down the back of the spine of the car. I don't think any other car companies, at least that I can think of, have as much of an affinity with certain shapes. Waiting for players to be ready. In time. Oh, this was quick to set up, that's nice. Quickly put out the tables, set out the marquees. Ooh, that looked nice. Renault 5 Turbo. Interesting. All different cars, which is interesting. Yeah. I've mentioned it another time in the stream, but like the BMW X2 has 2 rear 3/4 badges, one on each side, as well as the regular front and back. Weird. They gotta make you feel like you spent your money wisely. Like, oh yeah, I did buy an AMG, I forgot that. Personally, I'd be happy if my car just had the manufacturer's badge now. I don't particularly care about the model. In some ways it might be better if they didn't know there was either a good or a bad model. I could smoke them to the lights of being a sleeper car, or they could underestimate it. Or overestimate it and not try and, you know, fuel me. Super quick, but I think that's partly my fault. I think if I, instead of going for the white body kit, had spent more on kind of performance upgrades, I think maybe in a slightly better position. It could also be that I'm just kind of getting used to it. No, yeah, I mean, there's definitely pros and cons to it. Personally, like in the case of, say, that M135 I was looking at on car sales, I think the boot of it looks better without the M135 because then it's just a cleaner skin. I mean, I think it would already be a pretty good one. Because not many people think of... Well, not many people know about the BMW 1 Series yet. And I think even fewer people know about the fact that they slapped a V6, a straight 6 in that bad boy. I think this would be a second gen? Or maybe a later series of the first gen? But as I've said before, I've liked the kind of heavy rear look that car has, similar to how the E-Type, in the sense that visually it's got a lot of weight at the back, with the cabin pushed more to the back than the front. I also like that it's a bit weird. It's a hatchback with rear-wheel drive, which is weird. Let's maybe go back to the drawing board. Yeah. Any of the Renault RSs would be pretty sick. Go to our crew.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. At the roundabout, take the third
That has
exit.
je ne sais quoi. I don't know if excuse me for the yawning. I don't think I'd say it's my first choice of Megane, but it's definitely unique. And I don't know if you can say that about all cars. Yeah, they were really... Even I remember, like, a billboard, which was something like Great French Arse or whatever. Really leaning into that kind of French sexuality stuff. Barely see... I don't think I've seen one on the road in years now that I think about it. Just in general of that generation of Megane. How does we get rid of this? We go a bit faster, but we handle significantly less well. Let's try it. Yes, that too. Didn't make its way down under as far as I know, but a very cool car nonetheless. Go full race, full slicks. It's definitely one of those kind of cars that the company, I think, wants to forget a little bit. most things right, I think. Fat boy rear tires. You go fat boy fronts as well, but I'm fine. Semi-slick. We've done that. Okay, so it's slightly heavier, but we've got 20 kilowatts of power. Oh, that's a worthwhile trade-off, it's not a matter. Yeah, it definitely feels faster revving than it was. More eager to climb up the rev range. We're not really losing control at all. Let's see if I can get it turning a little bit more eagerly. Like that. Yeah, alright. Oh, now I remember what the SC430 is. Yes. Yeah, yeah. I mean, as a rule of thumb, I think if someone says they'd like a car in this game, I think that's probably not a bad thing to have. Particularly if it's going to add more variety. Okay. Go online again. Once more under the bridge. Okay, we should have a look at div. Am I taking it on dirt? I thought I was doing it on street race. Yeah, that's not happening, thank you. I'm not that ambitious. That's what I want. Thank you for catching that. Probably just wouldn't even paid attention, jumped into the race and gone, huh, a bit rounder than I thought. It would have been an absolute disaster. Unmitigated. Yes, an absolute I get gold mine for highlights. That's one of the things I am doing this weekend, going through the GTA 4 playthroughs of the last mission. You just kind of trying to get some stream highlights out of that to slap on the old TikToks or whatever. Because that was an experience. An experience of all the different ways I could groan. high top end, this car. We're flat out currently. And I can't hear up. So it's basically as fast as the engine can go before exploding. That's our speed limiter. The Japanese steel that was used to produce this engine. I should have done road races where there's less stress. Ace the rock. We'll do 3 races of this with this car. Maybe we'll try and fix the top speed, what we called it, the 3 races. And then I might call it a stream, because the tired sleep is really catching up with me all of a sudden. I legitimately thought that was Wario or Waluigi for a second. I'm also legitimately impressed with the guy in the 240SX. Looking at chat, not crack. Yeah. And I imagine they're pretty close to the PI level as well, so there wouldn't be much in the way of weight reduction you could pull off. Yeah, there's not. It's basically the paint that he's put on there. Then again, like, it's not that much needs to be desperately done at 790, I wouldn't think. Oh, bro. Dude, it's all taller than my car. Yeah, it would, because then you've got the 100 and a bit points to fix any flaws you may find with it. Better handling, more power, baby. Better grip. Downforce, I mean. Yeah. Good for them. I'm here for the zoom, not for the trophy set. So I will go back to the garage briefly and figure out why we're not zooming to peak efficiency. Oh well, you know. They're doing their best in that case. We've all been there trying to figure it out at the beginning. It is, and it can be quite steep in some respects too. Thank you, Sergeant. for the shout out. Luckily we're near a garage. No, we're about as far away as we could be. I'll spend the 5,000 credits. Yeah, well the meta's always changing, isn't it? Is it the transmission that's limiting it? I think that didn't really change it. We go the race. Yeah, absolutely, same. We go for a regular race. What does that do? First to a 6. So imagine that's an 8-speed, because I think that's what this car has to begin with, an 8-speed auto. No, it's a 10-speed auto. But it's still only 283. Maybe this car should be S1 rather than A. Come on, come back in here. No, that's a terrible move we've just made, making a 6-speed. Too many gears. Put the difference with you, I'll go with 7. There's something really nice about setting up the car just right. And while we're here, let's ditch any pretense of going for A class. Let's try S class. See if we can't get a... Do we want to put the V10 back in? Get the V12 from the Toyota Century in here, perhaps? Yeah, it's a little bit heavy, but not too much. Significantly less torque, though. Lower top speed. Failed top speed, that's always a plus. You'd love to see a failed top speed. Hoping that means that it was too good. It had too much top speed, actually. Doesn't affect things too bad. No, I'm gonna stick with the V8. Gonna stick with the V8 after all of that umming and ahhing. Yeah. We could supercharge it, or we could twin turbo it. I think twin turbo. I think that works given the fact we've got the wide body kit on it. Try and get that top speed up. Get the weight down as well. Put that on. Go past E. Lift it up. Upgrade everything here. That. Particularly want to leave PI points on the table, trying to avoid it. Is there a lighter wheel there? No, looks like we've got the lighter. Oh wait, now I spoke. Is old reliable at light range? These ones up here though. And if we make these wheels bigger, cut it all. Okay, S1. We're 300 kilos lighter, we're 290 kilowatts faster, more powerful I should say. And we're 0.2 of a G better at going around a corner. And we still sound. Okay. Let's do this. One more championship. I almost did do it again. This one. There's a Diablo. Yeah, I was noticing that too. Well, it's by about 5th gear, it's under control. No, I didn't actually. Go back and find, double check. Maybe it would have been worthwhile spending the extra currency on, sorry, the extra PI budget we had on all-wheel drive rather than better front tires. Just for handling. Hi, have you seen any fireworks on Midland? Huh. I mean, it is also meant to be a street race, right? It's awfully bright for a street race. thought it was nighttime, but it wasn't. A cool one, though. I do like those kind of color bombs that they throw into the air during the day. Those are pretty cool. Interesting and very 10 out of 10. Yeah, I think we probably need to go four-wheel drive or something. Rude. It's taking a lot more concentration than I would like to drive the car, actually. It's also still much slower than I would like to be. Oh, bollocks. Yeah, that might be an idea. Get the spoiler, reduce the front wheels in width, and add an all-wheel drive or something perhaps. Because it sounds really nice, and it looks pretty nice too. But it's also, it's got this, the way I describe its racing style is lumbering. I don't particularly think that's a great quality to have. That was a close one. Till we finish, that's the important part. Sergeant. Think anyone new's turned up? Not that I'll be seeing them, I don't think. throwing debris in the air. That bandage is no joke. Get the zoom in. So luckily, I think more through their incompetence and my increased driving skill, we're not as far behind. Oh, I would. Yeah, right? Must have left, I guess, because there were 8 people. Now we're last and 7th. Don't know if we needed that cinematic camera. Oh, I finished 6th. Okay, maybe we did. No, it's because they left. Well then. Still, we gained 2 places. That's pretty good. It is an attractive car, the LC, I think. Probably one of the more attractive cars that Lexus has for sale, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, the body kit definitely helps. The widened hips and all that kind of stuff, but even stock, it's still a good looking car. I think I've only seen 1, maybe 2 in the flesh. Gee, we're a long way away, huh? Or the other players are just really heavy. It's taking extra effort to fast travel them. Oh, cool. Did it look obviously electric out of curiosity, or was it kind of like a retro mod thing, or? Alrighty. That Dodge new? Or just haven't been close enough to notice. The Lamborghini Murcielago is new though. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. There's going to be a little bit of trouble for people who are used to an engine noise to get over. What? I didn't even avoid that, I just made the noise. Bold strategy. It didn't work out. I don't know how that happened to you, sir. spamming the old emote button. Means, and seeing us spamming nice driving makes me think he was driven off the road and he's not actually complimenting someone's driving. That's just a suspicion though. I know it might sound like a conspiracy theory, but I have my reasons and they do seem legitimate to me at least. That was close. But yeah, I know my car is upgraded, but I feel like there's no real reason why the Lamborghini Murcielago should be that far behind me. Yeah, I'm sensing a beef going on here. It's almost like they need a, to implement the lobby system that some other games have, where you've got the casual lobbies and you've got the competitive lobbies. Because there are clearly a few tryhards on. Well, not necessarily on this server, but just in the game. Yeah, that was weird at the first. They were doing like pirouettes for some reason. I don't know if they just hit a car badly or something, or the controller had died for a second. I don't know, but not ideal. We are, however, gonna call it there, chat. Well, isn't that one... maybe the 2012 one is rear-wheel drive. Like, I know a lot of them are all-wheel drive nowadays. Thank you very much for joining me though tonight, chat. It has been a pleasure as always. We are going to raid someone, as one does at the end of a stream. We shall be raiding Fluffy Boy. We're currently starting up a stream for Dino Crisis, an older game that I haven't actually played myself, but I know that there are a lot of fans of. Tomorrow night we'll be having a look at a bit more Destroy All Humans. That'll be nice. I hope you have a good end to your week, and or a good start to your weekend. And until then, it will be in about 20 hours or so. Let us say hi to Fluffy.